Hello princesses! Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A on my most frequently asked questions. So my most frequently asked question is probably where I am from or where my accent is from. I was born in New Zealand, my mum was born in New Zealand as well, but my dad was born in England, so I have a couple of words that I pronounce probably in quite an English way, but other than that I have a New Zealand accent. I was born in Gisborne, which is on the east coast of the North Island in New Zealand. Gisborne is a relatively small city and it is quite isolated. It takes about 1.5 to 2 hours to get to the nearest township either side of each gorge. And I lived in Gisborne all my life until I moved for university. I now live in Hamilton, which is in the centre of the upper North Island basically. Another question I get quite a lot is about my name and my age. Of course, on the internet I value my privacy, so I don't use my real name and I don't tell you guys my age. This isn't because I want to hide things or because I'm ashamed of my age or anything like that. It's purely basically for identity theft. As a blogger, I have already experienced identity theft and I can tell you that it is not a pleasant thing, so I would rather keep those details to myself. However, the name that I use, Becca, is actually my middle name. My middle name is Rebecca and my childhood nickname was Vexter. I also get a lot of questions about my skin, my hair and my nails, which sounds a little bit creepy, but it's not that creepy. For my skin, there are two major questions that I get asked. The first one is, how do I get my skin looking so nice? And there is no real big secret on that. I have a whole video explaining my skincare or how I cleared up my acne, because I do take acne medication. I take a really low dosage of isotretinoin, which is the same as Accutane or Roaccutane, so I take 10 milligrams twice a week. This is great because it stops my skin breaking out, and so I keep having really nice looking skin, which of course who doesn't want that, but I don't want to be on it forever, so I will try and wean myself off it eventually, because there are some downsides, like I can't go in the sun for very long periods of time without heavy sunscreen, and I can't wax anything, and I can't have children. I have really to be careful with my birth control. So basically that's how I get my skin looking so good, but I also do have a very heavy skincare regime, which I really enjoy. The other question I get about my skin is, what colour is it? If I was to have a MAC shade, it would be NC10. So I definitely cannot use NC15, it is substantially too dark for my skin, but they do not make NC10, so I would hazard a guess that I would be NC10. The best fit for my skin colour that I've found so far is NARS Sheer Glow in the shade Siberia. So this is very yellow toned and very pale. A bonus question that I get asked fairly often as well, mostly in a very mean way, is why do I like to have my skin so pale? I like to have my skin pale because I don't like to be in the sun, A, because I am on acne medication, and B, because I burnt my skin really badly when I was a teenager and it blistered and it was horrible and it was painful, and I still have a lot of scars and freckles from that across my shoulders, so I don't really want to get sunburnt and I don't really want to be tan. Which is also nothing against people who like to be tan. I think tan skin is absolutely beautiful, but for myself, I don't really want to be tan, so this is just my natural skin colour. Another question that I get asked is about my hair and my nails and how I grow them so long. For my hair, I have got quite a bit of it, so it does go right down past my bum, which is quite long, I guess. And the secret to growing your hair really long is to stop cutting it. I don't take any supplements. I've been growing my hair for about 6 years. It did get to a point in about 3 years where it just sort of looked like it stopped growing, or it didn't grow that quickly, but it still does grow and it will keep growing. But I think most people just get the urge to have a change or chop their hair, and it does take a really long time to grow, so just stop cutting it so much. Another couple of things that I do is to not wash it that often. I only wash my hair once a week, which is also something that is helped by taking the acne medication. It stops me from producing oil throughout my face and my scalp. Limiting the use of hot tools helps as well, so not blow drying your hair every single time you want to dry it, or not straightening or curling it all the time will definitely help it. For my nails, I think that's a bit more of a difficult one because I kind of struggle to grow them out all the time because I do get breakages quite far down my nails. They are quite short at the moment because I had to chop them off for work. But the biggest tip that I have for your nails is to use cuticle oil, which helps your nails grow nice and strong, but also to paint them. And it sounds like a really stupid thing to do, and I know a lot of people can't do it because of work, but I find that if I have painted nails and I'm trying to grow them, I'll be more careful of them because I notice that they're there. So I won't go to pick something up really awkwardly, because that's how I would break a nail normally. Because I realise that I've got nail polish on, I'll realise that I need to be a bit more gentle with my hands. The last couple of questions I get regularly are about my favourite products, and I have a whole list of holy grails that I will put down below. So I use a lot of products and I have a lot of favourite products. The most commonly asked one is, what is your favourite foundation? And I don't really have a go-to foundation because I have so many of them, and some of them either fit my skin really well or they have a really beautiful consistency. Some of them are for winter and some of them are for summer, so it all really does depend. I think my favourite colour would be NARS in Siberia, but I don't really like the Sheer Glow formula. I also have the All Day Luminous Weightless Foundation from NARS in the shade Siberia, and I dislike that formula even more than I dislike the Sheer Glow. Currently I am really enjoying the Innisfree Longwear cushion in the shade Ivory. It's a really good colour and it's a really good formula, but with a cushion foundation you don't really get that many wears out of it, so I feel like it's quite wasteful, and I really wish they would do it in a pump bottle rather than a cushion formula. And another one that gets asked all the time is, what is your favourite setting powder? And I've been using the same setting powder for 4 years, and it is the same actual first box of powder that I bought, and it is the Skinfood Peach Sake Silky Pore Powder. It smells like peaches, there is a lot of it, and it is really cheap. It makes my skin feel really nice, it does definitely feel silky, and it stops my skin from producing so much oil. So even when I wasn't on acne medication, because like I said I've been using it for about 4 years now, it still did a really good job of controlling oil and keeping my skin looking matte. So that is definitely a favourite for me, and I think I haven't done a Holy Grail review on it, so I think I probably should do that at some point. It's a really good powder. But I think I've rambled on for enough time now. If you guys have any other questions that you would like to ask me, please leave them down below and I will do my best to answer them for you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!